Why am I up at 6:45 on a Saturday looking crazy on the internet? Blueberry bagels. We're gonna just kind of wing it here, you guys, because I don't have a recipe for blueberry bagels, but I do have a bomb recipe for regular bagels. So I'm just gonna wing it to fit my blueberry bagel craving. Don't worry, if they turn out, and if you ask me nicely, I will make a new video with the recipe. But let's be real, they're probably gonna turn out good. And I know bread and baking recipes can be a little bit intimidating, but for the most part, they're all just a foundation of flour, yeast, salt, and sugar, and whatever else you need to put into it to make it delicious. Now, if I were to do this again, I probably would freeze half of the blueberries because once I started kneading, it turned into a little bit of a disaster and I decided to use my little scooper thingy so I wouldn't have blue hands for the rest of the day. FYI, multitasking makes kneading go a lot faster. Something deep down in my soul was telling me to add more sweetness to this dough, so I drizzled a little honey and kept on kneading. I drizzled a little oil in the bowl. I'm gonna set it in the bowl and let it rest until it doubles in size. I didn't take into account how much moisture the berries would add to the dough, so it did turn out a little more than I wanted it to. As it's rising, I'm gonna go get dressed so my husband doesn't think I'm a homeless person. After about an hour, we've got a good size of dough, and I'm gonna use my silicone mat since it is a little sticky. I don't wanna have to clean all this up off the counter. This should make 4 evenly sized bagels, so I'm gonna cut them up, and as I'm forming them into bagel shapes, I'm gonna start boiling some water on the stove. Now this next step is where people that make traditional bagels are gonna get very, very mad at me. I don't use malt because I don't have it. I'm just gonna throw some honey into my water with a little bit of baking soda. You guys, I just don't have it, okay? I'm using what I have. We're gonna boil them for about 40 seconds each side, and then I'm gonna take them off and let them drip dry just for a couple of minutes before I bake them. Now this step 2 is optional. I've always just been taught to egg wash your bagels, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep the tradition, and I'm gonna bake it at 410 degrees for about 25 minutes. Now I let them cool just slightly because there's nothing better than cutting into a hot, yummy, delicious bagel. Ooh, look how squishy those are. And for the moment of truth, yes, that looks so good. I've been dreaming of this all morning. Are you one of those people that puts your pieces together and takes a bite, or do you like them individually? I love them individually, and you guys, this turned out so good. Happy Saturday.